Not Worth the Time with Wade Taylor. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Not Worth the Time. We're here. We're doing it. It's been a while. Wow. I hope you guys had a fantastic September. Hope all your holiday seasons went fantastically. I don't even know if that's a word. I just hope you really enjoyed yourself. I hope you spent time with your friends, your family, your loved ones, hugged them tight, celebrated in whatever way you do by giving gifts or taking gifts or whatever the hell you do. I just hope you had a good one with your loved ones. Even if you don't celebrate any holidays around those times, I hope you just took some time, enjoyed yourself, got away from work, didn't make an ass of yourself at the Christmas holiday party. Woo, those add a lot of pressure to the job, don't they? Those are, I think, just pressure cookers to try to weed out the weak who are ready to fucking get canned anyway. They just try to see, before they, axe you themselves, they see if you are just going to go to the mini bar and get tanked and just self-sabotage yourself out of a job. I swear, that's all the Christmas office parties are for, right? That's what they're doing. They're trying to set you up, trying to get you in trouble by yourself, just give you enough rope to hang yourself. That's what they try to do with those. It's an awkward situation. I went to a couple. Went to my girlfriend's one. That was fine. I enjoyed it. It was okay. We kind of had one for my thing. There was an office thing. I got a new job, so that was a little awkward at first. They had a big holiday spread where they combined tables with our department, and just everybody brought food in. It was a good time. Really enjoyed it. Really relaxed, and it was a good way for me to meet everybody on the new job, and that's good. So definitely enjoyed that, but no booze involved, so couldn't get yourself in trouble. That's the nice part, I think the key is, right? The key is, if you're going to an office Christmas party and there's drinking involved, right? You just only drink what they give you. And by that, I mean what's free. Most of these company events, right? Your companies, they're penny pinchers, right? They're not going to spend all that. Open bar. Nobody at a company event is going to do an open bar for their employees, right? They do drink tickets. You get the drink tickets. That's all you can have. That's the key to making sure you don't make an ass of yourself and get fired. Okay, you don't go in and start breaking out money out of the wallet. You don't lay down the plastic like you do at the old tavern where you go and talk to your buddy Dale. That's the problem. You're so used to going down to the local watering hole and nobody there knows your coworkers or whatever, and you just go down there and vent. And then you just throw down the plastic at the office Christmas party, start throwing a few back, and all of a sudden some old habits start kicking in, and you start talking shit about your boss, and it turns out they're the one you're talking to. The key is just, you get 2 drinking tickets, that's all you drink. 2 drinks. That's it. You limit yourself. They do that for you, okay? They're trying to see if you're being smarter with your decision making, okay? That's how you handle that if you don't want to get canned at the office Christmas party. And then keep your hands to yourself. If you watched any 80s movie where there's some kind of office party, there's always people getting handsy, turning into showing up in Santa Claus outfits because they think it'll be funny, and then they get all handsy with Jennifer from HR. You got to stay away from that. The 80s were a dangerous time, people. Don't use those as references on how to act. The 80s was not a decade to replicate or try to duplicate, okay? There's bad things happening. People making horrific decisions. They're all fueled by cocaine, okay? Nobody was making sound decisions in the 80s. Do not take any ideas or references from the 80s. Especially when it comes to the Christmas parties. Yeah. But, yeah, it's been good. Now we got the new year started. I hope everybody's starting off on the right foot. I'm recording this on the 5th. You got 5 days in when you're listening to this. It's the 6th day, okay? Do you have those resolutions? We talk about this every year. Everybody's got resolutions. I didn't make any this year. Fuck that. No, I always have goals, but not resolutions. I'm not trying to make a huge change. I've been doing all right. I feel like other than the fact I'm not getting booked on any shows. I guess got to be funnier. That's all. That's my resolution. Be funnier. And you guys will let me know in the comment section, hopefully. Have I gotten funnier? Who knows? Who fucking knows, bud? But, yeah, hopefully you're all doing well. It's now the onslaught of the New Year's resolution fucking commercial wave now. Oh, man, this is the least favorite part of the year. Is just all of the different deals and things. It's always workout related and vanity related, right? It's always people trying to get in better shape, trying to lose that 15 pounds or whatever. And it's kind of sad what they're doing in order to motivate people to want to work out. And you're never going to feel motivated to work out. Working out fucking sucks. Nobody likes it. I'd get up and do it, but I don't really enjoy it that much. I hit grooves where I'm like, I'm glad I'm going to do this. And then while I'm doing it, I'm like, oh, okay, this isn't that bad. It's like the build up to get to it, right? Anything, any task you want to do. You're just like, man, I don't really feel like doing that right now. I feel that about sometimes recording this podcast. It just isn't that hard. I'm just yammering to myself. I do that for free by myself all the time. It's called being schizophrenic. No. So, I get it. It sucks. It's not a fun thing to deal with, working out. But they're creating more things to try to incentivize you and gamify things. I saw one, right? A lot of people, an easy thing to do to start getting into trying to be better with your fitness is just walking. Walking. It's easy, right? Especially nowadays, throwing a podcast, throwing some music, take a few laps around the block. You throw in an hour-long podcast and go stroll around the block for a little bit. That podcast will be over, and you will walk 2 or 3 miles by that time. Nothing to it. Just motoring around, enjoying the outsides, watching the sights. I get it's cold right now, but it's not that hard. Walking, great for it, right? And that's just a literal stepping stone to you having better health, right? That should be enough motivation right there. Just getting up, getting your blood flowing, and you're going to feel better. That should be enough motivation. But no. We still have to find new ways to trick people into feeling like they want to. I saw an app that was called the Lord of the Rings walking app. So the whole thing is, you get your app going right when you're going to go take a walk, and then it shows your progress on this map of how far you've walked in Middle-earth. You do the literal journey from the Shire to Mount Doom as Frodo Baggins, and that tracks your steps. So you can see yourself on the map doing this journey, and that's their goal in like a motivating factor, is that you get to be a tiny little thief who has stolen property, and you're going to go smelt it. I was just having fun breaking down how, like, if you break down Lord of the Rings literally, how it is. Like, it's stolen jewelry that Bilbo Baggins took from Gollum. They try to tell you the ring abandoned him, and it had his own mind. But let's be real. Bilbo Baggins stole that from Gollum. I'm calling it. That's my Han shot first of the Lord of the Rings. Says Bilbo Baggins stole that ring, okay? To be fair, so did Gollum. He kind of killed his cousin for it. It did not take him any time to become corrupted by that ring. You know, Frodo just like strength, I guess. I don't know. Took him a while. Gollum was like instantly, no, I'll commit murder for this shiny object. But yeah, walking through Mordor is a motivation for people. You have to think that you're in some fantasy land. You can't just get off your butt, listen to the audiobook even of Lord of the Rings and go on a walk. You know, that's perfect. Listen to all 3, listen to all 4, listen to The Hobbit. Great book. You know, I don't know why you need an app to, like, while you're wandering. Although it would be fun if you can somehow also, as you're walking on the game, okay, this is probably what it does. I didn't look into it too much other than just my prejudgments that I'm spewing to you guys right now. But it would be funny as you're walking in the app, it just like starts buzzing and ringing, and then you have to do like a mini game where you like fight off like that giant spider that Frodo encounters. You got to run through the mines of Moria away from the big scary demon thing that kills Gandalf. And then Gandalf's rebirthed into the White Wizard. You know, that would be cool. And it probably does something like that. I'm sure it does. I don't know. It is funny to me that they just create more and more apps to just try to get more and more people into fitness, which is good. I get it. But it's just funny that there is going to be a few thousand people who just wouldn't have walked otherwise if they didn't get to act like they were experiencing Middle Earth. I find that hilarious. You know, yeah. It's tough. I get it. I get the whole New Year's resolution, eating better, working out. Like, it all sucks. Like, it's a pain in the ass. You meal prep. I meal prep today, and it causes more problems than you realize. You know, like I was making my breakfast mix, some chopped up onions and some bell peppers and black beans, put it in a bag and freeze it. And then I can use it for all my breakfast, right? Perfect. Love the idea. Works great. I've been doing it for a while. I fucking hate cutting those onions, though. My eyes, I know how to do it, and like there's a way you do it. You cut it in half, and then you slice and dice, right? There's an easy way to do it, and you don't cry that bad. But there is a certain point at a certain time, like it does leak enough where you're going to get hit with those fumes. And the onion smell just lingers, man. We changed out the garbage can too quick. And there's a brand new bag in there. And onions just sitting in the base of them. The root, the eye was sitting in there. And you could just open the lid and smell it. And it's just like, it's going to stink to high heaven if I let it in here. So you just got to fish them out of there and then take it outside. Yeah, this is a pain in the ass. And then you meal prep. You're eating the same shit every day. Every day. You're not eating for taste if you're on like a diet or trying to obtain something like that. That's what sucks, is you're just going to slog through it. And it's okay. Slogging through it is part of the process. It's part of the process with anything. I don't know why I'm telling you this. This is nothing new that you haven't heard from a billion other people on social media. If you have any kind of thought on this, I don't know. See, but that's what you get for listening to me, and this is not worth the time. This is what we do here. We talk about this random garbage, And now it's time to talk about some really random garbage. Guys, at the end of last year, we started a new segment here on the show, and I'm going to keep it going because I like it. It's fun. It's a good way to do this, and I feel like it really encapsulates the whole not worth the time feeling. And that is our new segment. Could I fix that? Ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Could I fix that? The segment where we find out how confident I am about fixing everyday items. Now, I really like this segment because it teaches it. I have to learn about new appliances or just gadgets or whatever, It's just whatever I'm interested in. And these are things that you guys have probably never thought about trying to fix or look into, right? So, we're going to find out today what that item that could I fix that, and if I feel confident enough in fixing it. Let's go. This week's item, the household toaster. The toaster, everybody's got one. If you don't have one, I kind of question you. By the way, my girlfriend didn't have a toaster when we started dating. I thought that was weird. She was like, well, I just use the oven. But if you want toast, like that's a long, arduous process just to heat up the oven just for some toast. So, she probably wasn't even that much toast, let's be honest, which is fine. It's probably better. The extra carbs, all that, in toast, you're getting after it, right? So, let's take a look here. Let's find out what are the facts about the household toaster. The facts. The original toaster was invented in 1893. Now, for most people, if you don't know that, the original toaster was not an electric toaster. The electric toaster was created in 1905. And the first original toaster were kind of like little baskets with handles on them, and you would put them in the oven and or like over like a enclosed flame, like one of those old timey wood ovens. Okay, so that's how you were toasting your bread, getting a little hickory smoked toast. Okay. Ooh, is that mesquite toast? I would love to taste that wood in between my grains. Which is really interesting that the electric toaster was created in 1905, but sliced bread wasn't invented until 1933, and the invention of sliced bread is what boosted the toaster popularity. Yeah, up until 1933, people were just guessing how much bread they could stuff into that thing. Oh, that toaster was getting stuffed. People were taking on big old slices of bread, and the toaster's like, that bread's too big. I can't fit that bun in my oven. Yeah, dude. So up until sliced bread, nobody had a standard for what a sliced bread is. There had to be an arduous conversation about that. Just when the invention of sliced bread, trying to come up with the standard of what a single serving of bread would be. There were some arguments, okay? It was 12 angry men just in there battling about what size toast should be. They didn't have the king's foot in order to make 12 inches. Like wasn't that the whole thing where a foot comes from? Is like it's actually like a king's. They modeled it after a king's actual foot, and that's where 12 inches come from. Probably. I don't know. Maybe that's what I need to look into sometimes. Could I fix the measuring tape? And we'll dive into that one on another thing. But I found that very interesting that the sliced bread was invented after the toaster, which does make sense. Like, people used to just bake all their own stuff. You wanted bread, Mama or Nana was going to make it for you, and it was going to be goddamn good bread. Or at least you hoped it was, Slicing it off, too. Oh, man. Imagine, like, before sliced bread, you're just a little kid and you wanted a little bit extra and you made a bigger piece, just the whooping your dad would give you for taking too big of a slice of bread. Can't even put it in the toaster right. All right. The pop-up toaster was a popular wedding gift. Yes, see, the popularity of the toaster really started to spread after sliced bread, so much so that it became a wedding gift. Now, I think people got a little confused because everybody was going around and like, hey, what do you guys want for your wedding present? They were like, oh, we'd love some bread. And they were talking about money, and everybody got real confused, so people were giving them toasters and bread. And it's hard to put a loan down at a bank. It's hard to put down a down payment at the bank with a buttered toast. So that's where the confusion for that comes. But I guess back in the day, after that was invented, right, a normal toaster like what we know today was like $150 a pop. So that was a very, very high-end item. So that's why it became a very popular wedding gift. The United States spends about people in the U.S., the average person spends about 35 hours a year making toast. That's almost a full work week, everybody. A full work week of just making toast. So anytime your boss starts getting on your ass about, like, what have you been doing? How come you haven't got these reports done? You just tell them, oh, I've been making toast, okay? We have a standard of time that we have to make toast here in this country. And by golly, I'm going to do it, okay? You want me? Toast is one of the greatest American-style breakfasts that could exist. Okay, it's perfect because what are we good at here in America? Okay, it's being on the go food, having that, anything you can eat in the car while you're hustling to get to your job, and then working hard. Okay, we don't have time to sit down. We're not like Spain and France where we got these hour-and-a-half lunches where you eat and you drink some wine, you take a nap, and then you go back to the office and you kind of just, but no. Okay, you're eating toast. Okay, it's bare minimum, okay? You're getting the energy from the carbohydrates. You're loading up like you're going to go run a marathon, but you're running a marathon for capitalism. Buttered toast, okay? That's what you eat when you're trying to be successful here in America, okay? You're getting carbohydrates like you're running a marathon. You're getting butter to clog your arteries so you die at the ripe old age of 45 from a heart attack because you were out there hustling. You're getting bread while eating bread. You know what I'm saying? So those are the fun facts about toasters. Also, 75 million households eat toast every day. I don't eat toast every day. I eat toast if it's available in my house, but we don't keep a lot of sliced bread in the house anymore, which is probably for the best for me, because otherwise I just crush peanut butter sandwiches. Yeah, it's a problem. I will just make 2 peanut butter sandwiches at any given point in any time during the day and crush them. How I think it works, you guys. Now, first of all, you see this toaster. That is goddamn just complicated as hell. So this is how I think it works. The flux capacitor starts charging the reactor, allowing it to collect the energy. And that allows Dr. Frankenstein to create his monster. So that's what that is. This seriously looks like the inside of a toaster looks like the area in which Dr. Frankenstein created Frankenstein's monster. You get why it doesn't go into a bathtub now. Okay, a toaster is so just overly complicated. You're going to become spare parts in Dr. Frankenstein's chop shop if you throw that in the fucking water with you in the bathtub, okay? That's why they're so goddamn concerned about it. To be honest, guys, I really don't know how the toaster works. I know there's coils involved. There's some heating going on. I don't know. That's why I think it's the flux capacitor. I don't know. Okay? There are settings. You know, they're the settings. I don't understand how they work. You got the settings right here. Every toaster has this dial. And I don't know what that dial means. Okay? Because I'm not reading the instructions. You don't need instructions for a toaster. Okay? I don't know if these are minutes. I don't know if it's the 1 through 5 of the shading of toast that you want. I have no idea. Okay? I just know you experiment. Okay? When you first get a brand new toaster, you just fuck with it. You just kind of get a gauge of where you kind of like it. And I don't know if that's time or what, but I don't understand it. It's fine, I guess. And then nowadays you got these smart toasters, and that's fucking terrifying, okay? That you're just controlling toast with your phone. I guess it would be kind of nice if you could pre-put bread in your toaster when you go to bed, like you do with coffee. But then you're risking Ratatouille sneaking in and stealing your morning toast. And I won't have that. Yeah, I don't like a lot of smart appliances. There's a lot of people who are really into them. I'm not, it's very weird. It's one of my relatives, they have a smart fridge that has Alexa built into it. They were playing music off of their fridge at Christmas dinner, and I thought that was alarming for some reason. I definitely don't like having these kind of smart devices in my house, because then the FBI knows when I'm making toast, and I won't allow that. Okay, the FBI doesn't need to know when I'm making toast, okay? They don't need to know my caloric intake, okay? They don't need to know if I'm in a bulk or a cutting season. I don't want them to know when they can find me at my weakest or most vulnerable, or they know I didn't eat breakfast that day, I can't let them know when I'm at my most vulnerable, when they can come and get me, okay? Never let your enemies know your next move, right? Okay, could I fix this, you guys? No way. There's no way on God's green earth I could figure out a toaster. If I cross a wire, it's now become a weapon, okay? Oh, and they're cheap and replaceable. They're really cheap. Toasters are not that expensive. And I feel like what sucks about that is because it's bad for the environment, right? You can't, they're overly complicated piece of equipment. And because they're so cheap, people are just throwing them into the ocean, basically. That's what we're doing with them, And I'm afraid if I try to do it, it's turned into the Hurt Locker. My house is right back there exploding, and all I was trying to do was make sure I could get a nice golden brown buttered toast with my bacon and eggs, and that's not really worth it. Okay. I'm pretty sure homeowners insurance isn't going to cover a toaster explosion. And plus, with them being cheap, I could replace it with this Fun Minions one. Look at that. Look, you can have Bob. You can have Bob as a toast in your toast, and you can eat Bob's face every morning. Isn't that great? You can just eat one of the Minions. And you know what? They'll do it gladly because they're Minions, and they are here to serve you. And also, yeah, I just hate that you just toss them out like that, I see a lot of these kind of like products all the time in Goodwill and stuff, which you're never going to buy. I feel like you can't buy toasters, George Foreman grills, pots of coffee. Like, don't buy those from thrift shops. It seems like a really bad idea, especially coffee pots. I heard somebody once talk about how a thing they would do like as a joke when they were drunk and they're staying in hotels is I can't use a hotel coffee pot anymore after someone told me this, that they would go and just pee in the back of the tank of a coffee pot in a hotel. Guys, we don't think they wash the sheets at hotels. You think they're checking the fucking coffee maker? Yeah, it's gross. I wish I'd shame that person who told me that story once. It's fucking disgusting, and we should not allow that. That is just uncivilized behavior that should never be allowed, okay? Now, I did find a website, right? And this is the part of this segment that's kind of fun. We're going to look at the instructions on how to actually repair a toaster. So I found this website. It's like How Stuff Works is what it's called. And this is how to repair small appliances. How to repair a toaster. A toaster is categorized as a heating appliance. It functions in a developmental sufficient heating near a slice of bread and heats it and toast it. Breakfast certainly wouldn't be the same without the pop-up toaster. Okay, so we all know what that is. Now we're going to go down here. I guess we're going to find out how a toaster works, right? How a toaster works. Most electrical pop-up toasters all operate with the same manner. A slice of bread, frozen waffle, toaster strudel, or some similar food item placed in the slot of the top of the toaster into the cartridge. The cartridge is then lowered into the cases using levers at the side of the toaster. Okay, got it. When you reach the bottom of the carriage, it latches to a position. An internal switch activates and starts the heating process. A thermostat determines how long the electrical current will be set from the power cord to the heating element. Oh, is that what that little dial does, guys? It sets how long it goes. Okay. A person who is operating a toaster sets the thermostat using the control knob and lever calibrated between light and dark. When desired temperature is reached and the heating process is complete, the solenoid turns the current off and unlocks the latch, allowing the carriage to spring up in its original position. At that time, the toasted food is easily reachable and removed from the operator's appliance. Okay, well, now we understand that I now know that little lever is just me letting the toaster know, hey, this is how long you consume energy, okay? This is how much you get. That's me regulating its food intake. Okay, got it. I'm on board now. I got it. All right. How to repair a toaster. Common toaster repairs include several latches, assemblies, servicing the cases, recalibrating the thermostat, and servicing the solid. Service latch assembly, the carriage latch are virtual components and components to the operation of the pop-up toaster. It does not work smoothly if they do not work smoothly, bread or food products may be held in position to be heated to clean and lubricate the latch. To access the latch, remove the end panels by removing the levers, knobs, and fasteners. On some models, disassembling the entire case by removing levers and knobs, crumb tray, and fasteners. Fasteners are usually assembled at the bottom of the toaster, though some models are hidden underneath the plates, self-adhesive labels on the side. Once the cover is removed, inspect the latch assembly. Determine if there are obviously a problem, such as food particles or loose parts jamming the assembly. Clean the latch area using a can of compressed air to blow away crumbs. Okay. Move the carriage level up and down to check for smooth operation. Smooth operator. You want your toaster to be a smooth operator. If the carriage moves stiffly, carefully lubricate the rods. Oh, yeah, dude. Fucking just slide up and down on those rods. Just kind of spit on those rods. You got to give it that hawk tua and get fraud for creating a digital currency, which latch levers travel. Use the plutonium lubricant, making sure you don't get any of it on the adjacent electrical parts. See, that's just waiting to cause a fire right there. Adding lubricant, I feel like you'd fuck it up for sure. Do you imagine there's someone out there who's an expert at fixing toasters, and that rules, honestly. Check the operation latch to ensure that it works smoothly, and you can carefully bend the latch and catches properly. Okay, well, that's just one problem you can run into, right? And that's kind of interesting. So, see, even though I want to not throw out the toaster, that just seems like a lot of extra work just to save it. I guess if you really like that toaster. But, I guess you just, without taking it apart, maybe next time I'm just going to hit it with some canned air and try to see if I can fix it that way. I'm definitely not going to try to replace the heating element or anything like that. Whatever they were talking about in here, that's going to get out of hand. But I think it's safe to say, everybody, that I couldn't fix a toaster. But you know what I can fix? Your boredom of not having anything to entertain you. And that's why you should head over to punninggame.com, guys. That's right. Punninggame.com is where you can find this show, Who Gives a F, and a bunch of other back catalog shows that we've had on the network before. For a long time, we've hundreds, if not at this point, thousands of episodes for you to listen to. So go check those out. You have so much entertainment over there. It's all free, so check that out. If you want to support the website, head over to the Punning Game shop where you can find t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, stickers, all sorts of cool stuff to represent your favorite shows here at punninggame.com. And don't forget to use the promo code NWTPOD. That's NWTPOD. And they get you free shipping at checkout, everybody. So don't forget to go check that out. And guys, if you want to watch this show and watch me struggle to read this and see the cool PowerPoints I now create for Could I Fix This, you want to head over to youtube.com, search Comic Wade Taylor in the search bar, and hit subscribe. You'll get this show, not just this episode, this entire show. All the shows I've done video for are up there. And Who Gives a F with me and myself and Nathan, me, myself, and Nathan, I'm on there twice somehow. Don't ask how my schizophrenic brain allows me to be two people on one podcast, but I'm there. No, Nathan and I host Who Gives a F. You can find that weekly on that Comic Wade Taylor on YouTube. And then you can also find clips of my stand-up, which is fantastic. Go check all that stuff out. Thank you to everybody who's been subscribing. Welcome to all the newcomers. Glad you guys decided to hop on last year. I hope you enjoyed all the content from 2024. We're looking forward to bringing you a bunch of new stuff here in 2025. With that being said, guys, this has been Not Worth the Time. I'm Wade Taylor. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week and a great start to your new year. And remember, don't do anything I wouldn't do.